Well, Coach, this has been great so far. I think a good time for us to move on to
our next start subset. We've called this the endangered species list. So fundamentals that are close to extinction at the high school level, and maybe for a good reason, not necessarily always bad. So start, sub, or sit: the jump stop, the two-handed chest pass, or the triple threat.
I'd start triple threat all day, every day. I don't know who said that's being extinct. I mean, that's ridiculous. I want to fight that person. Triple threat is everything for us, again, in my mind, I think we're the 0.5 of the San Antonio Spurs or the Mozambican backyard, third field players. We're just not, and I think being able to create an advantage where you have that half a second where you can attack long closeouts and things of that nature, that doesn't happen until, an action that starts, with the pick and roll or whatnot. I'd like to give my guys, a couple seconds to survey the floor this year. And it depends on each group, but this group in particular, because they missed so much basketball over the last 2 years that we would normally give them. Triple threat is something I've probably been talking about every day in practice, to be honest with you. So that starts. Jump stop, I think that can sit. That could sub. I think that's the next one that's important. I think even like Coach Wright of Villanova has shown everybody how important the jump stop is. When you get to the paint, they do everything fundamentally two-footed jump stops. There's always the conversation between that is, do you land with the pro hop or do you land in the 1-2? Sure. Either one for me. I think the biggest thing that I tried to do when I first got here was I wanted to play the style that I got accustomed to at DeMatha with athletes, but I didn't have the athletes. So I think one of the things that I've done that I'm proud of is I hired a strength coach, Ryan Shepard, who's been with me for 7 years, and we teach our kids how to land. We teach our kids how to move and jump and drop step, and you guys you'd be shocked. I think that's part of the reason if the conversation is being had that these are things that are close to extinction. I would challenge coaches out there to bring them out of it. Fight for it. Kids need to learn how to move. So you're talking about triple threat and jump stop. I think they go kind of hand in hand, to be honest with you. Right. Yeah. But it's ultimately teaching our kids how to move, how to land, how to accelerate, how to decelerate. It's incredibly shocking how our young people, and especially because there's so many more specialization going on. I think when I model as a 45-year-old, former basketball player, I think I still move pretty well for an old man, but it's because I played tennis and I played soccer and I played basketball. And so I'm able to move even at my age in ways that my 15-year-old athletes with their private trainers can't. And then the two-handed chest pass, yeah, that can go. That that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen that often in basketball.
It's a dodo bird. Yeah, it's gone.
that one, let's say it.
And you talked about, in your mind being the 0.5 Spurs and all that, but in reality, they need more time. And then you also talked about Villanova. And so, Villanova catches to shoot all the time, and they have that shot fake a lot on their triple threat. I'm wondering, when you teach a triple threat, are you teaching a shot fake, or are you just teaching a catch and survey, or how are you teaching the triple threat?
Yeah, it goes back to, the guys knowing their roles. So are you a creator? Then you should catch and survey, because you're trying to set the table for everybody else, right? If we have finishers, I wish I had finishers like I had at DeMatha, like Jeremy Grant. You could just throw alley-oops too and do that all day. My finishers are 5'10" guards who, have really worked hard on their game and really can shoot the snot out of the ball. So if they know that they're a finisher, then you have to be shot ready on every triple threat. That's your first option.
Sure. Okay.
If you're a worker, then you don't get to do any of that stuff. Just catch it and move it.
Yeah.
So I think that's where, again, I know that from, listening to your podcast with Coach, and I incorporate that. That's that's a pretty straightforward answer I can give to my players as well.
Absolutely. Okay. Well,